Good morning. And for once it's actually morning outside, so please excuse the traffic because it's busy out there. Today I have a huge haul from Crazy Factory. I bought 7 or 8 different Septum jewelry and they are all clickers. Before I made this purchase, I did watch a lot of other YouTube videos on this subject, and I noticed a lot of people mention that they had ordered septum clickers, but they were not able to fit them in their nose because the bar on them were too short. So what I did before ordering these was to place a different order with just a straight barbell piece so that I could kind of measure the inside of my nose or my septum. Most of the clickers, at least on Crazy Factory, are not shorter than 6 or 6.5 millimeters. So I bought a straight barbell in both 6 and 7 millimeters, just in case the 6 was too short. But I was able to fit both of these in my septum and putting on the end piece on both sides. So I knew that a size 6 bar would fit in my nose. I just wanted to mention that in case anyone else is looking to buy clickers for the first time. You definitely need to check the size of your septum first, otherwise you might end up with a lot of clickers that you simply can't wear or you have to return. And if you watched my previous video where I tried on seamless rings, you would have seen that the 8mm in diameter is actually too small for my nose. So the ring I'm wearing right now is a 9mm. However, there are no 9mm clickers on Crazy Factory, or at least not a lot of them. So I had to buy clickers in an 8. So I was a bit scared that none of them would actually fit me, but I took the chance anyways because I really couldn't find any fancy pieces in a 9. And I did try these on before this video, so I know they actually all fit. I'm not sure if it's because they are clickers and not rings that they kind of fit differently, but I'm really happy about that. Also, when I ordered these, I did write in like the message that I wanted them to check that they were all kind of easy to click in place, because I've also seen a lot of clickers like not working properly or being really hard to open or close, but from seeing the pieces I got, I don't think they did that, because at least one of them I can't even close. So I did contact customer service and told them about that one, so they are sending me a replacement, and that is the first piece I can show you. So I'm just gonna have to like loosely try it on in my nose, just so you can see what the piece looks like. But first I need to remove the ring I have in now. Maybe I'll zoom you in a bit. Is that good? Hope it's not too close. That is the seamless ring. And now let's try this piece. One thing I noticed is that they're not constructed the way I thought they would be. I thought they would be like a U shape and the bar would fit on top of it, kind of like this, and then the bar just rests in the middle. But it's actually just a sort of concave hole, then you have to like push it down into it, almost like captive ball rings, which I guess makes more sense because it's more probably gentle on the inside of the nose. I've also noticed that some of them have very flimsy or floppy bars, which makes it really hard to insert, but this one is fine, I think. And it's really hard to do without long nails. I'm just going to use my mirror to help me guide the bar. I think I got it. And then I just use my nail to get on top of the bar and try and press it down, but it doesn't want to. Oh, I completely forgot that this was the one I couldn't close. That's why I'm struggling so much. Okay, so yeah, this is not gonna work. So this was just to show you what this piece looks like. Maybe it will kind of hang. Not really. It's crooked though, so just pretend that I'm able to close this, and this is kind of what it would look like. I kind of like it. So yeah, I'm glad that I asked for a replacement, because I think I actually would wear this one. The two next ones are kind of like bling bling types, which is not really my thing, but I've seen this first one on a lot of different people in videos and it's one of my favorites, so I just had to get it. And also I think they can look really nice for special occasions when you want to dress up a bit. So we have this circular shaped one with white gemstones. They did have this one in both white and turquoise, and I really liked that one too, but I figured white would go with all kinds of outfits and other jewelry, so I just went with the safe color first, and then maybe I'll get the turquoise later. The bar on this one is also quite decent. I'll try and get close to the microphone so maybe you can hear it click in place. There. So it is pretty snug, but there is just a little bit of space between my nose and the jewelry, so it does actually hang. This is definitely one of my absolute favorites. It's quite small and snug, and I actually really like the white gemstones, and I love that it goes all the way up into the nose. It's not so big that it actually touches my nostrils. So I think I'll wear this one a lot, maybe even for like daily use. And I also like that this one is completely circular. A lot of Septum jewelry are like either oblong or kind of oval, which you'll see in my next piece. And also I forgot to mention that all of the pieces I bought are surgical steel. I try to stay away from plated jewelry because they can actually flake up and be pretty harmful. To get these off again, I do use my nail tool. And I just press the bar upwards and try not to kill my nose. There. It's kind of scary, but it works. This next piece is one of two pieces that are actually larger than 8mm. This one is 8.5, and it's quite similar to the previous one, but it's a different shape and it doesn't have as many gemstones. This one also has a functioning bar. Some of them can be a bit tricky to put in place. Yeah, I think this was the one that, like, it clicks in place. Or not really click because it doesn't make the sound, but it's in there. It just doesn't make a sound, so it's kind of hard to know if I've actually clicked in place. So with this one I just gotta check in the mirror that it's actually closed because I'm not able to hear it. This was also one of the pieces on Crazy Factory that has different colored gems, but they're only available in certain sizes. I think this size, which was 8.5, I think it was white and maybe red, maybe some other colors. But then if you went to a 7mm, they only had the Aurora gems, which are absolutely my favorite. But I thought that one would be too small. But looking at it, it kind of has a oval shape and there is just a bit of space. So I might actually try and get the 7mm just to try on and see if that one will fit, because I would really like to have this one with the Aurora gems. Because I used to have that in both my elaborate piercing and my ears earlier. It's kind of like an iridescent color. I'm not sure if I like this one or not. I think that because of the shape, it has kind of a point downwards, and I feel like it has a tendency to kind of shift around a bit and not hang straight. That just bothers me too much. So if I had to choose between this one and the previous one, I would definitely choose the previous one. Yeah, I'm not sure I would wear this one that much, but maybe if I get it in my favorite color. Then two of the next pieces I'm gonna show you have a bit of black added to them. I was a bit scared to order these because I've also heard from previous videos that you don't want to go for very black pieces because you have the risk of it looking like a certain famous person's black square mustache. But yeah, I bought two of them, but in kind of different shapes. So this one has a pretty intricate design and one gemstone down at the bottom. And this one has one of the floppy bars. It just kind of hangs loose and has a life of its own. So this one can be a bit tricky to insert. I think I got it on first try. That's amazing. But yeah, it keeps like slipping from where it's supposed to click in place as well, which is really annoying. Oh, that was hard. There it is. I think maybe this one is too black. and maybe not the best shape. It's also quite long, I think. Not sure I like this one, like at all. I do really like the design. The one gemstone at the bottom is really cute. But just the overall look of my face with this one on, I just don't like it that much. I like the piece, but not on me, if that makes sense. This next one was my absolute favorite when I was browsing the website, and one of the pieces I really had my eye on right after I pierced my septum. Like, this was one of my dream pieces, but it also has a bit of black in it, so I'm not sure that I like it that much. But I really like the shape of it, kind of like a triangular shape. This one also has a really sturdy bar, which I like because that's really easy to insert because it doesn't move when you poke it in. Super easy to click as well. So again, I kind of like the piece itself, but just not on my face. I think it is too dark, kind of. It does have that spike design, which I really like. This next one is really similar, except it doesn't have all that black. It has this weird pattern to it that kind of looks like a snake pattern to me, like snake scales. Again, this is one of those floppy bars. I really keep dropping the bar every time I'm gonna insert it. It is kind of big, but I don't really mind with this one because I really like the shape of it and the pattern. Hopefully you can see it this close. This one I think I also would wear at least a decent amount of times. Then we're down to the last piece, and this one I decided to get in 2 different sizes just because it looked really nice on people, both being snug and also being kind of big. So I just wanted to try on both the sizes for myself to see which one I like the best. So this one has a skull design. There's 8 tiny skulls in a row with different sizes. And the smaller size is one of the ones that are a bit bigger than 8. This is also a 8.5, and then the larger one is 10. But let's try the 8.5 first. This one also has a good bar. And this one clicks into place really easily. I guess these are also pretty dark and black, so I'm not too sure on these. I feel like it's definitely like a statement piece, and it would probably look better on someone that actually does their makeup all the time and fixes their hair and stuff. I don't know. I think I'm just too basic to pull this off. But it's skulls, and as a metalhead, I just kind of needed this in my collection. The smaller one is definitely my favorite. I think this one was the perfect size. But let's try on the 10mm just so you can see what that one looks like. And another functioning bar. Luckily not a lot of these had a flimsy bar, so that's good. That is the 10, and I definitely think this one is way too big for me. But this is what it looks like. And it does have the same amount of skulls as the smaller piece, it's just that these are larger in size. One thing I also noticed is that some pieces you might actually be able to wear with the back out, or like backwards. So take for example this triangle piece. It's just basic silver on the back side, but it still has a nice shape, so you could wear it like that as well. So I thought I would try that on in this video because I haven't done that yet. Like that. I actually kind of like it. I do think I noticed that it slightly curves backwards, but I'm not sure you're able to tell when it's on. Maybe when it hangs down like this, it looks kind of dark, but I wish maybe it was hanging a bit forward, if that makes sense, so that the light would catch it. But that's not a big deal, because when I move, it does catch the light in some angles anyways. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good too. So it's kind of a 2-in-1 piece. And this one actually reminds me of a piece that I saw in a video, and I think I only saw it in once because it was pretty hard to find, but it was almost kind of like a pointed shield. I really like that one. but now that I have this in more of a triangular shape, I actually prefer this one. So I'm really happy that I got this piece. So let me just put in the gemstone one, because I think I actually want to wear that one now. That click is so satisfying. I think this one is my absolute favorite piece. As you can see, this one catches the light a lot, so it looks pretty white on camera. This is maybe also a piece that I think I would maybe purchase a second backup of, just because I think I will be wearing this a lot and it's not the best of quality. I'm not sure how long the gemstones will last or if they'll like pop out. So I do think I will order a second one of this, just in case something should happen to it. And also probably of the seamless ring that I was wearing in the beginning, especially since it's hard to find 9mm pieces. So that was all 7 clickers. Let me know down in the comments which one you like the best. I'm not really sure when I'll be making another video because I don't really have anything planned. I might do an ear stretching update, but I haven't really decided yet. But if you made it this far, make sure that you subscribe in case you aren't, and then you'll be notified whenever I do make another video. Thanks for watching. Vi ses!